The Kanto region, the very first region introduced in the Pokemon franchise. It has released the second most amount of Pokemons in a single generation, with 151. But out of all these Pokemon, which of them is the strongest? So here we go, calculating the greatest Kanto Pokemon. The scores Pokemons will receive will depend on the following factors. First is their base stat. Their stats will be split into the following categories: bulk, which will be the Pokemon's defensive stat, plus their HP, and offense, which will be the higher one of their offensive stat, multiplied by 2, plus their speed stat. The category that gets the higher score will be their build score. They will also get a score equal to half of their other build, and classify whether they are a tank or a sweeper. If the score between the two are between 10, the Pokemon will be classified as hybrid. Sweepers will be further subcategorized into physical sweeper and special sweeper. However, subcategorized sweepers moveset will only contain moves compatible with their subcategories. Next is their typing, which will be their typing score times 6. After that is their moveset. Each Pokemon will have the following moveset, and the score of each moves will be based on the move's base power, multiplied by 1.5 if it is stab, multiplied by its accuracy, and plus or minus any secondary effects. The two most common secondary effects are applying status condition or causing stat changes. Pokemon will gain additional points equal to half of the chances of applying status conditions, or change by 25 for each stage the move increase/decrease a stat. The final factor is Pokemon's abilities. Abilities will only be factored into the Pokemon score if Pokemon's abilities are certain, guaranteed, and quantifiable, unless otherwise stated. Hopefully you understood that. This is how the full formula looks like. Let's just start. Yeah, so I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time, so to speed things up, only a Pokemon's final form will be calculated. This includes Pokemons that have a final form in a separate region outside of Kanto. So for example, Electabuzz. Also, I won't be going into depth of a Pokemon scoring until the top 15, because nobody wants to hear a half-hour-long ramble session. And the final thing is, Pokemons are more likely to rank higher if they excel in a singular stat such as HP, speed, or one of their attacking stats. Just know, I don't choose which Pokemon ranks where, I just choose the formula used to rank them. And at the end of the day, it's just Pokemon. In 15th is Poliwrath. Its stat split will classify it as a tank and have a build score of 320, with its other build being 295. Poliwrath has a typing of water and fighting to give her typing score of 6.5, and will have the moveset of Liquidation, Body Slam, Drain Punch, and Belly Drum for an average move score of 117.5. and a final score of 624. In 14th is Snorlax. Its stat split will classify it as a tank and have a build score of 415, with its other build being 265. Snorlax has the typing of Mono Normal to give her typing score of -4, and will have the moveset of Body Slam, Gunk Shot, Earthquake, and Protect for an average move score of 101, and a final score of 624.5. In 13th is Jolteon. Its stat split will classify it as a special sweeper and have a build score of 415, with its other build being 252.5. Jolteon has the typing of Mono Electric to give her typing score of -1, and will have the moveset of Thunderbolt, Hyper Voice, Shadow Ball, and Protect for an average move score of 90, and a final score of 625. In 12th is Articuno. Its stat split will classify as a tank and have a build score of 360, with its other build being 317.5. Articuno has the typing of Ice and Flying to give her typing score of 2, and will have the moveset of Ice Beam, Hurricane, Water Pulse, and Roost for an average move score of 96.5, and a final score of 627. In 11th is Nidoking. Its stat split will classify as a physical sweeper and have a build score of 331.5, with its other build being 273.5. Nidoking has a typing of Poison and Ground to give her typing score of 8, and will have the moveset of Poison Jab, Earthquake, Mega Horn, and Toxic for an average move score of 115.5, and a final score of 631.5. In 10th is Lapras. Its stat split will classified as a tank and have a build score of 370, with its other build being 260. Lapras has a typing of Water and Ice to give her typing score of 4.5, and will have the moveset of Ice Beam, Surf, Body Slam, and Protect for an average move score of 105, and a final score of 632. In 9th is Charizard. Its stat split will classified as a special sweeper and have a build score of 368, with its other build being 280. Charizard has a typing of Fire and Flying to give her typing score of 5, and will have the moveset of Flamethrower, Hurricane, Dragon Pulse, and Roost for an average move score of 101.5, and a final score of 639.5. In 8th is Arcanine. Its stat split will classified as a physical sweeper and have a build score of 362.5, with its other build being 295. Arcanine has the typing of Mono Fire to give her typing score of 4, and will have the moveset of Raging Fury, Extreme Speed, Psychic Fangs, and Protect for an average move score of 107, and a final score of 641. In 7th is Dragonite. Its stat split classified as a physical sweeper and have a build score of 388, with its other build being 331.5. Dragonite has a typing of Dragon and Flying to give her typing score of -1, and will have the moveset of Outrage, Wing Attack, Extreme Speed, and Dragon Dance, for an average move score of 106. And a final score of 653.5. In 6th is Aerodactyl. Its stat split classified as a physical sweeper and have a build score of 405, with its other build being 260. Aerodactyl has the typing of Rock and Flying to give her typing score of 5, and will have the moveset of Aerial Ace, Stone Edge, Iron Head, and Stealth Rock, for an average move score of 95, and a final score of 660. In 5th is Gengar. Its stat split classified as a special sweeper and have a build score of 425, with its other build being 225. Gengar has the typing of Ghost and Poison to give her typing score of 3, and will have the moveset of Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, Thunderbolt, and Nasty Plot, for an average move score of 105, and a final score of 660.5. In 4th is Moltres. Its stat split classified as a special sweeper and have a build score of 385, with its other build being 310. Moltres has the typing of Fire and Flying to give her typing score of 5, and will have the moveset of Flamethrower, Hurricane, Ancient Power, and Roost, for an average move score of 97, and a final score of 667. And 3rd is Gyarados. Its stat split classifies as a physical sweeper and have a build score of 371.5, with its other build being 321.5. Gyarados has a typing of Water and Flying to give her typing score of 8.5, and will have the moveset of Waterfall, Hurricane, Earthquake, and Dragon Dance, for an average move score of 102.5, and a final score of 686. In 2nd is Zapdos. Its stat split classified as a special sweeper and have a build score of 400, with its other build being 310. Zapdos has a typing of Electric and Flying to give her typing score of 7.5, and will have the moveset of Thunderbolt, Hurricane, Heat Wave, and Roost, for an average move score of 101.5, and a final score of 701.5. In first place in the Pokemon that was calculated to be the best of Kanto is Mewtwo. Its stat split will classified as a special sweeper and have a build score of 503, with its other build being 339. Mewtwo has the typing of Mono Psychic to give her typing score of -5, and it will have the moveset of Psychic, Flamethrower, Thunderbolt, and Recover, for an average move score of 94.5, and end up with a final score of 737. Yeah, so here's a graph of how the top 10 Kanto Pokemon looks like based on scoring amongst each other, just in case you like seeing these graphs. And just know, items and abilities aren't taken into account for these scoring unless set abilities are guaranteed to happen. In Kanto, the only Pokemon that have this is Mew of Synchronize, which gave it 10 points. And yeah, that was my calculated ranking of the Kanto Pokemons. What would you guys give this ranking out of 10? Me personally, I'm giving it an 8, because I truly think that the entire top 5 is reasonable. Alright, so after editing, I just realized this video isn't 8 minutes long, so I'm gonna just ramble for the next 20 seconds so I get that extra money. Because as you know, we are now at 1k subs, so I thank you guys for all your support. And yeah, the following videos will go into depth of the top 20 instead of the top 15, so this doesn't happen again. And yeah, that's about it.